So guess what? Today is Tuesday. It is November 3rd, 2020. And I'm having a cup of tea and talking to you. Next week, 1 week from today, is the book launch for my memoir, Dear Stephen Michael's Mother. And I've been talking about that for over, seems like 1,000 years. And I've been talking about all the other pieces of my life that you know a lot about. If it's your first time here or you're new to the channel, mostly what I talk about is some of the struggles in my past, adoption and abandonment, and the addiction and abuse that I suffered through and have survived and thrived. And today, especially on November 3rd, 2020, which is 1 week before my book drops on November 10th, 2020. I'm having a cup of tea. And I do want to tell stories. You know I tell stories. But I want to tell my stories. I want to tell stories for me today. And I want to talk about my plans. You know, I've made a lot of plans in my life. Some of the things I didn't plan. I did not plan to be adopted. I did not plan to be abandoned. I did not plan to be sexually abused. And I did not plan to become an addict when I took that first drink and drug. But I've made a lot of plans since I found recovery. And I've made a lot of plans yesterday and today. And I planned to go vote today, and I did. And I realized that was a thing on my checklist. But I also planned to do this video. And a lot of my plans just don't turn out exactly the way I would like. And someday I will tell you all about the book and the process, and maybe tell you about the plans and which way they went. But you know what I've really thought about a lot, especially now with everything that's happening in my life and in the world. Plans are important, and I like to be able to say I'm headed towards something, to do something, and make an effort to kind of go in the right direction. Boy, oh boy, my plans don't work out all the time. Sometimes they just don't work out at all. But I'll tell you about 3 plans I made. When I first met my wife, Ellie, her name, believe it or not, she'll kill me for saying this, was Jennifer. Because her name isn't really Ellie. She has a Japanese name, but she was trying to think about a way to Americanize herself with the name Jennifer. So she was somebody that I knew just from the phone. And I'd met her on the phone because she was a friend of mine's roommate. And we just got talking one time, and I said, we should just get together. Not a date, just lunch and a movie. Lunch and a movie in New York City. She said, great, let's meet after I get out of school on Saturday at noon. I said, great, where? She said, Washington Square Park under the arch. I said, okay, I'll be there. And I got on the subway at about 11 o'clock in the morning, thought I'd get there early, relax in the park. And I don't know if you know much about the New York City subways, but on a Saturday, they're doing a lot of construction. And I had to get off at West 4th Street, but it went right past West 4th Street, went all the way up to 34th Street, and I had to wait for a train to come back. And this was not fast. This was the slowest ride of my life, and I was trapped in the trains. There was not much I could do. So trying to get a 15-minute train ride and get there 45 minutes early so I could be all on time and all spiffy, ended up 20 minutes late. But when I got there, she was still waiting. So if she hadn't been waiting, if she hadn't been there, a little aggravated, I will say, right, honey? I wouldn't be here talking to you today about the story, because she was a little perturbed about my lateness. But we warmed up to each other, and lunch and a movie turned into lunch and a movie and dinner and Ben and Jerry's in the East Village, cappuccino on the sidewalk, and at midnight at the corner of 6th Avenue and Bleecker, nose to nose, toe to toe, we kissed and we fell in love. So that plan I had segued into just trust the day. But 2 years later, we decided, yeah, let's do this. Let's plan to get married. We got the ring and we made the plans. And I said, I lied. I said, honey, it's going to take a while for them to size the ring, and they'll have to send it to us. She said, okay. And I walked out the door with the ring in my pocket and made a plan to propose to her. It was a fun plan, wasn't it? And this was in 1994. And we planned on getting married in 95. And it was, if I'm not mistaken, wait, no, I've got the dates wrong. This was 1995. Oh, I almost beat myself up on that one. But I planned with 4 other friends to go ice skating in Woolman Rink in Central Park. And the idea was that this would be a surprise because she didn't know I had the ring. And I called up the rink and they said, yeah, sure, we do this every once in a while. I said, when you clear the ice, can I stay on the ice? They said, great. And I said, can I ask you one more favor? Can I bring a cassette tape? Back then, cassette tapes, if you don't know what those are. Can I bring a cassette tape with a song? And they said, absolutely. I gave it to the DJ about a week ahead of time. And then we came up during that week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the weather looked a little iffy. And sure enough, by Friday, there was a blizzard that hit, and it shut down the entire city. And I cried, and I worried. And Ellie looked at me and said, gee, Kevin, what are you so upset about? It's just ice skating. And the next day came and went, and there was nothing I could do. Nothing I could do. Tried to think of every other way I could go somewhere in New York City to propose and make this day something memorable. And I just had to say, best laid plans of Kevin, and the weather just took it away. But you know, the next week, something pretty remarkable happened because we rescheduled for the next Saturday. All my friends said they'd be there with 3 cameras, and it was the most beautiful day of the year. Most beautiful day. It was a winter wonderland. All the snow had cleared. It was a beautiful sunny day, and there was just not a cloud in sight. You couldn't even wear a jacket. You had to dress just with a flannel shirt. And I sure enough did. When they cleared the ice, I gave my thumbs up. They played the Japanese love song. And I got down on one knee and proposed to my beautiful wife-to-be. And you know, those were great plans that I made, but the rest of the day was just tremendous. We went to lunch. We went to a beautiful dinner at the water's edge in Queens. And it's just memories on top of memories. But it didn't work out the way I'd planned. Thank goodness for that. And you know, not even the next year, later that year, we did get married in September 1995. Got the date right there. And I invited a dear friend of mine who is a professional, wonderful jazz musician to come and play. If he's watching this, sorry to tell the story. And everything about the day was perfect up in Scroon Lake at the Silver Spruce Inn. It was the first wedding they'd ever held there. And it's where Ellie had stayed when she first came from Japan and lived with the family there. And it's this beautiful inn, and the day was wonderful, and all our friends and family were there. And my friend is playing the keyboard as everyone's sitting, and we're waiting for the bridal party. And the bridal party starts to come in, and somebody waves to him and says, come on, play. And he gets it in his mind, it's time to play. Here comes the bride, and here comes the flower girl. And so for the entire 5 minutes of the bridal party coming through, we had to wait for my wife and her brother to come down because her brother walked her down the aisle, coming through the woods in this beautiful outdoor wedding. So 5 minutes of here comes the bride, and finally the bride did come, and we know we got married that day, and it was the most tremendous, beautiful, perfect day of our lives. Things didn't go as planned. They went better. Things didn't go the way I had hoped. They went beyond anything I could have hoped. And you know, for those of you who know, if you followed any of the other videos, this past September was, as you know, 1995. We're in 2020. We celebrated 25 years of marriage. We celebrated 28 years since that first date. And there's pictures of us together visiting back in that beautiful place in Scroon Lake with our sons and their lovely girlfriends. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Cicely. Hi, Kentaro. Hi, Tyler. And we've just had the most wonderful, wonderful, amazing journey together, all of us. And nothing's gone quite along to plans. So I don't know what else I want to say today, except I'm making plans. I made a plan today. I did what I needed to do. I'm making a plan right now, executing it in front of you. Then in a second, I'm going to play guitar because I really want to. Now, I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know if you're going to sit around and listen to me try to play one of my favorite songs. And I haven't practiced, so we'll see how it goes. But if you've been on this channel before, if you've listened to me, you know I love this song. I've played it several times with my twin, as you know. But let's give it a shot. is fine, building jumbo planes, taking a ride on a cosmic train. Switch on summer from a slot machine. You can get what you want if you want it. You can get anything. No, we've come a long way, changing day to day. And tell me, where do the children play? Well, you roll on roads over fresh green grass, or your lorry loads pumping petrol gas, and they make them long and they make them tough, but they just go on and on, and it seems you just can't get off. I don't know if I got that right. I know we've come a long way, changing day to day. Tell me, where do the children play? You crack the sky, scrapers fill the air. Well, you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there. Well, you make us laugh, well, you make us cry. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, you make us cry. Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. Well, tell me, where do the children play? So nothing really goes quite as it plans. But I'm here, and I'm going to keep making some plans. And you're a part of those plans. I hope you're a part of my plans. And we'll see what happens tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. But you know, I'm not so worried about it right now, because I just played this song, and it wasn't perfect, but it feels amazing. I'm so grateful for everything. I'll see you guys next week. Next Tuesday is a big day for me. Hope you all be here with me. Take care. Bye.